Hey there, Chashhead. Sack Buddy here, coming at you with the Week 12 breakdown. In this episode, I give you a special two-part PSA. I break down all the Week 12 games. I give you a what to watch for in Week 13. And I finally get to dust off my Redskins jacket again to celebrate their latest victory. We both are having equally successful fantasy and regular football seasons. In this PSA, we hear from another longtime Chashhead. Chashhead, number one Gretz, thanks for calling in today. How you doing?
Chashheads, this is Gretzky here, a.k.a. the Sacco and many other names.
The many other names I believe you have selected are, if you're not first, you're last. Or literally last, and taken for a T. With that said, though, anything you'd like to say about your fantasy season so far?
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say besides hashtag fuh. Yeah, this year kind of sucks, but it is what it is, and just got to keep moving forward, I guess.
I don't mean to be pessimistic here, but have you ever considered any other fantasy sports, perhaps to help make some bankroll for the fantasy season?
Go Sharks.
All right. Well, number one, Gretz, thank you so much for calling in today. Hope you have a good one, and good luck in Week 13. In this PSA, I pay tribute to Storm and Norm. As many of you know, we lost longtime Chashhead Storm and Norm, unfortunately, this last week. He leaves behind a couple of family members, obviously a couple in this league, so to my tight end Hurts and number one Gretz, obviously I pass along my condolences. He was quite the formidable fantasy player. I remember one particular thing where he's every draft he would always have his own Excel spreadsheets in this Excel workbook. It was fantasy draft workbook. And one particular season, I'm pretty sure Jason had to call him out for drafting 4 quarterbacks in a league. But in any case, he was one of the Chashheads. We will sorely miss him. And again, this is to pay tribute to you, Norm. Miss you, buddy. With that, let's dial up the Week 12 updates. In this first matchup, we have the Sack Buddy going up against Dream Killer, a.k.a. And in this matchup, usually this late in the season, B. Reed and I are battling for either a playoff spot or potentially a bye week, but unfortunately, the injury or poor drafting bug has bitten us both. And so this year we were playing for 8th place. Looks like neither one of us are going to be in the fantasy football playoffs, unfortunately, and so all that's left for us is the toilet bowl. Nonetheless, typically I am a giant of fantasy football, but this year I appear to be more akin to a little giant, which subsequently brings me to my first award.
I'm gonna rip your head off.
On the other side of the ball, B. Reed, your team is decidedly starting to show up. Unfortunately, it's a little late. Nonetheless, you will be quite the foe in the toilet bowl. I'm sure I will see you in the coming weeks. Good luck in Week 13. In this next tilt, we have Silver and Black Lives Matter going up against Donkey Nate Shun. And this was a close one, but Silver and Black Lives Matter was able to eke it out. Not only that, but he also did a fantastic job of making sure that Donkey Nate Shun knew about it. Ruthless, bro. And for that, you are the recipient of this award.
Can you do it with your left hand?
Oh, I never tried.
So you're a righty.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to learn with your left hand.
Oh man, find out which is his dominant hand and then just go right after that one. That'll teach him. Well, nonetheless, you were able to pull it out. Your team has the highest points, I believe, in the league. And so you have been underperforming only in the sense that it seems like other teams against you are putting up their best weeks. Nonetheless, you are a shoo-in for playoffs. You're not going to get a bye week, but you will have a long road ahead of you, but you definitely have a mighty team assembled. Hope those Ravens hold on for you. And good luck to you both in Week 13. In this next matchup, we have my tight end Hurts going up against Southside MILF Manglers. And for this particular game, we have the award for the biggest blowout. Southside MILF Manglers, looks like Mahomes was on bye, but nonetheless, your team still put down an incredible point total. Fournette is finally showing up at the right time. Let's hope that he can hang on and carry you into the playoffs. My tight end Hurts, looks like he just underachieved. Unlucky. Bad time of year for that type of stuff to be happening. Hopefully, you can pull it together in Week 13. In this next matchup, we have Gonzo going up against Number 1 Gretz, a.k.a. if you're not first, you're last, or last, literally last, a.k.a. tanking for a T, a.k.a. the Sacco. And what might be an early look at what the Toilet Bowl may in fact become, we have two underperforming teams. Nonetheless, Gonzo, I still think you have a shred of hope, all the while the Sacco, unfortunately, along with me and B. Reed, we have secured our place in the postseason. All right, gentlemen, good luck to you both in Week 13. And finally, we have our Game of the Week. This matchup, Sack Daddy going up against Zero Lux Given in what might be an early preview of the postseason finale. We have two extremely dominant teams going up against one another. And because of that, they are the recipient of this award. Yes, Chashheads, the Battle of the Bastards, or the two new guys. Nonetheless, on Sack Daddy's side of the ball, good news is it looks like you finally picked the right quarterback. Good thing you held on to them both. And on Zero Luck Given's side of the ball, it looks like both you and Jerry Jones are extremely disappointed with the extremely talented Cowboys output. As the Cowboys go, so does your score as well. Hopefully they do a little bit better in the postseason. In either case, both of you are and have been doing extremely well, so please forgive me for not giving you as much luck in Week 13. Hey there, Chashheads. In this segment, I give you a few things to look for in the Week 13 matchups. There's a couple of you that still have some playoff implications, and obviously I tried to call out most of those. So first and foremost, Sack Daddy, you will have a first-round bye as long as you win this week. Hopefully you play one of the weaker teams, or at least a team that doesn't score that many points. Zero Lux Given, you need Sack Daddy to lose, and if you win, you will be the recipient of the first-round bye. Donkey Nation, you're firmly in there, so we don't even need to worry about you. We have Southside MILF Manglers. You are actually within striking distance of the first-round bye. You need both Sack Daddy and Zero Lux Given to lose, and you need to score 142 points more than whatever Sack Daddy does to get your first-round bye. Nonetheless, at least you're in the playoffs. Gonzo and my tight end Hurts. For you two, Gonzo, if you win and your score isn't less than Jason's by 18 points and you win, as long as Jason wins, I'm assuming. Jason, if you win and you beat Gonzo's score by at least 19 points or 18.8, you will be in the playoffs. Nonetheless, one of you will be in the playoffs after this week, and one of you will be in the toilet bowl with B. Reed and Gretzky and myself. And finally, in closing, while I might not be my normal dominant self this year in this fantasy football league, I sure do appreciate the shit out of you, Chashheads. So happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you have a very, very good one. Remember the reason for the season, and please know that I am thankful for every one of you paying your dues and coming together so we can play this silly game. All right, gentlemen, good luck to all of you, and happy Thanksgiving in Week 13.